Jump.
Oh, baby! A win is a win.
A win is a win, dude. I assume the funky music's playing.
I don't think the funky music's playing. We are here in the Toyota Winners Lounge. Nuggets get the W over the San Antonio Spurs tonight. It was ugly, but it was a 110-105 win. Driven by your front-range Toyota stores, Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Welcome to the Winners Lounge, guys, presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary. Nuggets get the win. We're here to break it all down for you. Especially you, Delon.
Every incredible moment broken right down, dude.
I'm Harrison Wynn. That's Brendan Vogt.
Man, that was like a bad game and then a fun game and then bad and then fun and then...
Yeah, about right.
You know what? March basketball gets weird. I'll take a fun game. I'll take a fun win. How about that?
I'll take a fun win, too. Another guy who will take a fun win, Eric Weedham.
Was that a fun win?
No.
I don't know. Game winning
It
shot.
was not.
Kinda.
Well, it's been so long since I experienced the human emotion fun. I don't even know what it feels like anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't even know what it is to have a fun win, because that felt torturous. But again, that's how most of my life feels, so I can't really tell the difference.
And that's superstar Dev over there.
I mean, we're in the Toyota Winners Lounge. Our first time being in the Toyota's Winners Lounge.
I know.
It feels good. One of many.
1 for 1 in the Toyota
One of
era.
many.
Dude, it's roomy in here, you know what I
We're
mean?
undefeated in the Toyota Lounge.
It's got that new lounge smell.
It really does, man. It smells good in here.
No, that's me, and I would not say that's good.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to say it's a little musky, but
Yeah.
Should we get to a little fast breakdown?
Let's do it.
If you want to.
My first note, Dev. Jokic belt to ass early.
I remember that.
On Wemby,
the
just
first
straight
note
belt to
always
ass.
tells the story.
I remember.
Do you guys remember this? Nikola Jokic was running Wemby out of the gym. He was beating him down the floor. I'm going to say it. He dunked on Wemby.
Yeah, dude.
He did.
First quarter tonight, early on. But then the Nuggets went cold.
It's the least popular poster available at Walmart.
Then Wemby blocked Jokic. Spurs took the lead in this one in the first quarter, 20-17. But Jokic was really aggressive tonight. He got up 13 shots in the first quarter. 13 shots. Sometimes he doesn't even take 13 shots in a game. 13 shots in the first quarter tonight. I believe it was the most shot attempts in a first quarter of his career. And the Nuggets led 30-27 after one. This first quarter from Jokic, though, I think 3 dunks, run the floor
Correct.
like crazy. He was on a mission. Second quarter, rage timeout, couple minutes into the quarter. A bad bench stint. I don't think the Nuggets scored in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second quarter. Spurs got all the momentum. They went up 4 with Jokic on the floor. Then they were up 46-39, I've got, with 4 minutes left in the second. Denver did lead 55-54 at the half. Something I thought was notable, Christian Brown closing the first half over Reggie Jackson. To start the third quarter, Nuggets just getting killed on the offensive glass. I don't know what happened at halftime, but Denver just came out of the half with not a ton of energy. Just some terrible, terrible defensive possessions. Then Jokic got cooking again. Couple nice moves on Wemby in the post. I thought it was so cool tonight to see how he adjusted to Wemby's length. You know, we watch Jokic play all season. You know, he plays different ways every night. But it was so obvious how, you know, he's adjusted in these couple matchups against Wemby to really just combat his height inside. It was cool to see. Nuggets locked in a little bit on defense. Late in the third, they brought their intensity up. With the Nuggets up 86, or I think they were tied 86-86 in the fourth, Aaron Gordon took a nasty fall. Do you guys remember this?
Sure do.
I'll be seeing that in my fucking nightmares.
How did he get up?
I know. I'd have been on the ground for at
AG was
least 5.
at the rim, got hit, landed right on his hip and arm, like right on his side. Bounced right back up from it somehow. A Reggie Jackson 3 put them up 10 points. But then this game tightened up again. Justin Holiday had a great sequence. Actually defended Wemby, forced a miss, then hit a tough dribble pull-up off the glass on the other end from like 18 feet. Somehow this was a 4-point game with 5 minutes left in the fourth. Here's what happened on the last couple possessions. It was 103-103. Wemby blocks Jokic. Nuggets come back down. Their next possession, Jokic gets a hook over Wemby. Then Wembanyama comes back with a bucket. Reggie Jackson, I don't know what he was doing, absolutely stuffed, suffocated by Wembanyama on a layup
Well,
attempt.
at least Jokic and Mike weren't wide open.
I know. Does it even
just getting this now? They were.
does it even count as a block if it never leaves your hand?
Yeah, it could have been a jump ball.
It was the most, like, I've never seen a block happening further in the future than that. I was like, well, this is not going to go well. Everyone on earth was like, wow, is he going to get blocked? With one exception.
What do you think Wemby was
Reggie
thinking?
Jackson didn't somehow
Wemby was
see
like,
that
he's not going to shoot it. He's not going to shoot it. Oh, shit, he's shooting it.
Is he doing this?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Nuggets were able to get a stop. And then probably the biggest play of the game, what ended up being the game winner, Christian Brown drives the lane, sees Wembanyama coming over, doesn't take the contested layup, probably would have been a block, dishes out to an open Michael Porter Jr. who hits a three to go up 108-105. Nuggets force one more miss, and then that was it. Jokic tried to draw a 3-shot shooting foul at the end.
He really wanted it.
Dude, he was
NBA referees, that is a shooting foul. Start calling that shit right now.
Like, listen,
start calling it now so you're not thinking about calling it in the playoffs.
Of all of the, the problem is he's really the boy who shot Wolf. Like, he just keeps making it more and more ridiculous. But that one was legit. That was that could have been a shot.
Yes.
He played that one right.
Yeah, that one was close.
Nuggets get the W. 110-105. An ugly win, but Denver moves to 53-23 on the season with the Thunder losing tonight.
First place, baby.
0.5 games up on them.
And you know what? I want to say this. People go, it doesn't count because it's just the win column with the 0.5. It's not the loss column. I'm sorry. What's the date? Is it April 2nd?
It counts.
Are the games done? Who's in first place?
Denver Nuggets.
I'm taking it. They're in first.
We're taking first.
We're taking it.
All right, time for the Red Hawk Roofing. Big takeaways from this game.
Never heard a Hawk, really. I just guess.
There it is.
Dude, there's so many Hawks on the East Coast. You're just being willfully ignorant.
That's true. I don't like Hawks. It's time to come clean.
Superstar Dev, you're up.
In that game, I hadn't seen that many blocks since my junior year of high school. It was wild. Wemby was all over the place, and that is a real look into the future of what this is going to be. I think that Wemby offensively has a long way to go. But this was a game that he almost had a quadruple double in.
Yeah, he's crazy.
That's incredible. And if you want to see if Jokic takes this type of game serious, he went 18 of 32. He took 32 shots against Wemby. He also respects the type of game that he had. And I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but it took Jokic taking 32 shots in a game, 42 points, 16 rebounds for them to win against a Spurs team that has given up at this point. Jokic is incredible. Aaron Gordon showed up in this game, but Denver has to find themselves going into this final stretch, or they're going to be in a tough spot come playoff time. So I do understand that this is a win, and they really did need this win, but Denver has to look deep within in these type of games because they can't have these type of games in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Can I tell you how deep they're going to look into this game?
Very.
I think they've probably already forgotten this game. This game was so stupid. This was the dumbest game I've seen in a very long time. The Spurs were just running out, just getting fast break points.
Nuggets transition defense in this game was a joke.
It was. The Nuggets kept getting up. They're like, well, that'll be all we hear from them. And then the Spurs were going a 12-point run to tie it up, take the lead even. The runouts, man. The Spurs got so many just breakaway.
Yeah.
It was just absurd. They gave up 2 31-point quarters in a row to the Spurs. None of this means anything, but it actually ended up being more entertaining. I was for a while I was considering just taking a nap during the game, and then I was considering quitting the podcast.
You told us that after, yeah.
Yep.
I believed you.
And then, I didn't have to, but it was.
You almost did. You came 5 points away from doing it.
I was 5 points away from quitting the podcast. So that would have been a win for most everybody. Man, but I don't know. Like it's all about Jokic, right? Like everybody else is so deeply unserious on this team, or they can switch into that mode like so easily. Reggie Jackson was ridiculous tonight in so many ways. Mike was okay, like he had a great rebounding night, but it was just a ridiculous game of basketball. It's so the last stretch where people are just trying to like get to the next thing. I'm glad they won. That would have been really tragic had they not, but. You know, other than Jokic being the man, I don't know what you pull from this game.
42 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 18 of 32. 32 shots.
It's wild.
For Nikola Jokic against the Spurs. I don't think we anticipated that would be the case coming in,
and they
but
barely won. He had to.
Yes, absolutely. He had to. Vote?
Yeah, mine is Jokic's is genius, and then also I think curiosity. So him getting 32 shots up tonight, I thought this the last time he played Wemby too. I think Jokic is excited about what is this guy? What is this matchup? And you know, he's a puzzle maker, a puzzle finisher out there on the floor, right? And I think, you know, Wemby is his own puzzle. There was one possession tonight where Jokic did the I'm a redwood tree thing, and Wemby went flying. Wemby was on the wrong side of his shoulders. Jokic went to his left. Wemby just stuck his hand over his entire body and blocked him at the rim. So I think Jokic gets almost excited about how do I figure this out? How do we figure this out? And there are a couple of things I think he has figured out, at least now, against the rookie version. Because I just think Wemby really is pretty awesome to watch. But it's what Wynn brought up earlier. He did this in the last game too, on the move. He knows if it's stationary, if it's just stationary post work, Wemby can just block everything or at least get a hand there. So he's just moving. He's cutting off ball. Anytime Wemby turns his head, he moves. And then also, I think rather than trying to finish at the rim, even when he separates now, he goes back to the not sky hook, but I guess, yeah, kind of a sky hook.
The ground hook.
Yeah, there you go. But that big sweeping one, so he separates with the bump and then goes back to the other shoulder, all to create as much space as he can. And it was just really, really fun to watch, you know, this guy who's the smartest basketball player we've ever seen try to figure out a basketball player that we've never seen before this year.
Yeah. And it genuinely looked like he enjoyed playing against them tonight.
Yes,
they had that moment where they were joking back and forth early on in the game. And I agree, man. It seemed like Yoke did like have a little side quest tonight about how am I going to figure out this guy. Also, of course, you know, the main quest of winning the game. But I agree. It did really seem like he enjoyed just the battle and how he had to modify his game slightly to beat Wemby.
He was a little turned on. Like, he got blocked twice.
Pause.
He got blocked, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to still go at it. Maybe this time I'm going to float it a little bit higher.
Right.
Or I'm going to just get an extra move. And he got him. He was like, all right, I'm going to come right back at it. Like, I do think that he was excited about how to try to figure out how to go around him or how to beat him in different ways. So, like, that was fun. And also, Wemby, like, he answers the calling. Everybody tries to go at him. They don't care if he blocks every single shot that goes his way. Everybody is, like, gunning after him. So you kind of have to respect that. Also, Jokic has 6 assists in this game. He should have had, like, 16. No one else was making shots. Nobody else was finishing when he's making these, you know, extra passes. Spurs kind of, like, went with, okay, we're going to just bottle the paint, and you guys are going to have to knock down shots, and Denver cannot make shots in this game. So I do think that they could have blown out, but the defense has to get together. Like, that's what's really lacking right now. Spurs did whatever they wanted to. So, I mean, it took a crazy performance from Jokic, but that defense got to get better for Denver.
Dude, I know. It is crazy. I'm still happily on the only guy in the world that doesn't believe in Wemby island.
You're still on that island?
Yeah, totally.
You tripled down?
We were watching the game, and I was like, watch Wemby take this dumb fuck 3 at the end.
Dude, that's like standing on a melting iceberg.
Oh, I don't care. I don't
like this will be here forever.
I'm so unimpressed with what he does with his gifts.
Crazy, man.
If he would go to the goddamn rim every time, he would have 95 points.
He had 9 blocks tonight.
Yeah, that's what he should do. He should do that all the time. No, I know, but I'm saying, like, that was with him still playing his perimeter drift. He's just like, my thing is like his stats are always going to look good and he's never going to win. He's never going to win.
He needs a couple better teammates.
He needs a lot of teammates, but
he needs better teammates better than Justin Champagne.
He should be able to be enough. Like they could, when they would just go down and they just lob the ball to him, he just grabbed it and slammed it every time, and then he just floats around the outside. He just does not have the killer instinct. I realize I'm the only person on this island. I don't care. I'm building a goddamn skyscraper on Wemby plays too soft island.
All right, hope you get a good interest rate.
I will.
My big takeaway. I don't want to be like the downer of the big takeaway section, but I think there are a couple guys on this team that are trending up right now, and I'm talking about the bench guys and the role players, and like one guy that's trending down. Christian Brown and Justin Holiday to me are clearly trending up right before the playoffs, and I think that's great news. We've been talking about this a lot, but the Nuggets without Jamal Murray have gone to a no point guard look at times when it's Jokic out there, and they put Christian Brown at the 1, and I feel like he's stepped into that role pretty well over the last couple of games. Played 27 minutes tonight. That was the 5th most on the Nuggets. He closed the first half. He played a lot of big fourth quarter minutes as well. And then Justin Holiday, I think, is trending up too. I mean, he was a +9 today, playing predominantly with the bench. His 3-point shot looks good. He just makes winning plays out there. And then the one guy that, trending down for me is Reggie. And, he just hasn't been playing that well over the last several months. A far cry from how he started off the season. And, that's just the storyline I'm thinking about as the Nuggets close out the regular season and head into the playoffs. Obviously, getting Jamal Murray back fixes so many of these issues. That pushes Reggie Jackson back into a reserve role, the role he's supposed to play. And I go back to what you said after the game the other night, Vogt, when Reggie Jackson got to the podium and said, I can't wait for Jamal to get back.
Same.
I've been thinking about that a lot because he looks like he's playing like he can't wait for Jamal Murray to get back at times. But just thinking about the playoffs and what that's going to look like, I can see Christian Brown and Justin Holiday's minutes continuing to trend up. And it just seems like, Reggie Jackson's going to be on a relatively short leash when the playoffs start. That's the sense I'm getting.
Has to be.
Over the last couple weeks. And that's the direction I wonder if we're heading as we get into the playoffs.
Has to be. Has to be. He's like so untethered right now. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the Nuggets are playing like wildly unserious, and it's just like a very fertile breeding ground for Reggie Jackson's game, where like no one is stepping up and taking shots. He's like, oh man, all right, you want to see a floater? Yeah. You want to see a dead body?
And I mean, Reggie just had a great game against Cleveland. 19 points, hit 5 of 5 from 3. But this game tonight has been more along the lines of what we've been seeing over the last couple of months.
Yeah, I think that this was the worst game for Reggie, and just like not his future, but like what the playoffs look like, because while he played atrocious, I mean, very, very bad. Christian Brown wasn't great in this game, but he answered the one question that you needed. Can he bring the ball up the floor and be a playmaker? I mean, yeah. Christian Brown has 7 assists in this game.
Woo, that's got to be a career high.
Reggie had 2 turnovers. Really, if you think about some of his shots, he had more than 2 turnovers. Just very, it was rough decisions out there. It was a cringe watch of Reggie. And it just stood out in the worst ways. But I feel like Malone has been exploring the options of like just not having him with the backup unit, or not having him at that guard spot, and just going with Christian Brown. And we saw that at times. He closed in the first half with Christian Brown at point guard. I mean, and he answered the call. And by no means, I don't think that Christian Brown I don't think he was good in this game. But I think that he did exactly what Malone wanted to try, and Reggie Jackson did exactly why you need to try something else. Like this is a bad look for him right now, and you wanted him to continue to trend up coming off of that Cavs game, because you're gonna need Reggie in the playoffs. But these make you question that.
And look, a Reggie Jackson playing well is actually huge for Denver, because he's the guy who can put the ball in the bucket when he's playing with a second unit that doesn't have a lot of guys that can do that. Like, no guys on the Nuggets bench can really score by themselves. Reggie Jackson can. So, Jamal Murray gets back. Maybe he slides back into that bench role. But just what I'm feeling right now is, like, the trust in Christian Brown and Justin Holiday is trending up, and it feels like it's been gradually trending down with Reggie over the last.
But the thing is that I know he's going to be good in the playoffs, and I cannot.
He could be.
He's going to be, and I don't know. I can't explain it other than just that's who he is.
Yeah. The problem with Reggie is, like, if you have to play him, like, over, let's say, 15 minutes, is when you expose all of, like, the weaknesses. He's older. He's clearly on the other side of, like, his big run. And he's playing too many minutes right now with Jamal out. So you are going to see that. Like, he looks tired out there, but he also makes bad decisions on top of being tired. So, I mean, I think it just amplifies the bad play. Yeah. I do think that he is going to have a good playoffs, and Denver needs him to. But that's with Jamal there, where you could just see him in small spurts, and I think that that's where he's good, is when you're not having to overplay him. Right now, he's overworked.
Yeah. All right, let's hit a break. Lots more to get to from this game. We'll talk about Joker's night. We'll talk about Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, what else we saw from the bench. And then we'll get to Adam Mares from the arena. Can't wait to hear from him a little later.
What a great fit this is here. Your Front Range Toyota stores are excited to begin their new partnership with DNVR. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR, and trucks have always been in Toyota's DNA. I know Colorado is a real rural state. Got some real blue collar workers out here. Where I grew up, most people driving trucks did not need them. Out here, you need them, and with Toyota, you can get them. They've got 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the Epic 4Runner. They've built durable legends destined for greatness. Sounds like Jokic, doesn't it?
It does.
Perfect for
Durable
Colorado.
Legends. Yeah.
Durable legends destined for greatness. What a good fit. It's perfect for Colorado. It's perfect for us here at DNVR. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. Auto Nation Toyota, Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets and the official vehicle of DNVR.
Let's go.
Also, guys, at Bet365, it's never ordinary. How'd we do on our bets tonight?
We did pretty well.
Ordinary.
I saw Peyton Watson hit that three.
Hit the three,
Knocked
baby.
it
And he
down.
got 2 blocks.
Knocked it down.
Yeah. They got a lot of good offers going on right now. You can do a bet and get offer. Place a bet of $5 or more. Get $150 in bonus bets or a first bet safety net offer by placing a bet up to $1,000. If your qualifying bet hits or if your qualifying bet loses, you receive a matched refund in bonus bets. So download the Bet365 app. You can use that QR code there on the screen. Or you can download it wherever you get your apps. Use code DNVR365 to sign up. Tons of great lines on there. They have DNVR Boost as well. If you're in Denver, you'll get Nuggets and Avs Boost too. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Back here in the Toyota Winners Lounge, presented by Bet365. Never ordinary. We got the Toyota chat popping too.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Sound off. Beep, beep.
Yeah, and again, for anyone that missed the pregame show, just know that you're insulting us via the official Toyota chat.
Yeah. All the hate's coming through the Toyota chat.
Yeah, your hate speech is now
Sponsored, baby.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Let's hit on Nikola Jokic's night again. 42 points. He attempted 32 shots tonight, guys. That's tied for a season high. He also had 32 shots against the Clippers. I don't know if you remember that game. He shot 9 of 32. That was one of his worst shooting games ever. Maybe his worst shooting game ever. Tonight was better. But, I mean, he came out ultra aggressive tonight. Thank God he set the tone.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't, we'd be in the Toyota Losers Lounge right now.
Oh, man.
Never been there.
Perish the thought.
We actually make less money off the Losers Lounge.
He also had 16 rebounds, only 6 assists because Denver only hit 11 threes as a team, and he was in score mode for most of the night. 1 steal, 2 blocks. He was a +5 tonight. What else did you take away from Jokic's night, Dev?
I mean, I just feel like I think that it already had been done, but these type of nights just secure the MVP.
Yeah, is it over?
Getting his third. I think it was already over, but he just continues to put up these bangers after bangers. That makes it extremely difficult for Luka to be able to match or even catch up to something like that. Then they also now go back into first place, and he set the tone early. Like, it was going to be hard to beat this team if he goes out and plays this type of game and no one else matches him. Luckily, he had other people that stepped up to try to secure that win for him. But as long as he's setting the tone like that, putting the team on his back, you're going to have a chance every single night. It doesn't matter who it's against. I feel like the Spurs gave him a real good shot, and it just was not enough because they had Nikola Jokic.
Do you think Jokic cares about the MVP at all this year?
I think he cares in that he wants to play well for his team, and that'll be a byproduct. I don't think he's thinking about the MVP as a target for what he's trying to accomplish, but I think he cares about being the most valuable player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that is something that he wants to make sure that he guides his team to the number 1 overall seed, that he provides in times of need, and when things are low, Jokic is the light, and all of these things. But I think he does not care even a little bit about another piece of hardware. But I'm, like, you have been on it all season, and I totally am with you. Like, I do want him to win.
Oh yeah.
Like, I really think that's like that again is just more ammunition and more arrows in our Jokic defense quiver. That at a certain point he becomes completely unassailable because you just can say, man, he was 3-time MVP, or he'll be like a 5-time MVP. He was the won X amount of rings, whatever. There's just so many ways that the haters still have in their mind a path to diminish Jokic in arguments, and just getting more and more of those things to check off just silences everybody. It's just what are you going to say? I mean, he was incredible tonight. He was absolutely incredible. He was breathtaking, and he was hilarious too. Like, there's so many things where he just got Wemby going the wrong way, and then just flips it up. The ball, just the way that he is able to, the touch he has, how the ball can just touch the rim, and you just know it's going to fall in every time. It is like nothing I've ever seen, and it's such a treat to watch him, and especially when he finds himself backed into a corner, like the way that he fights out of it every single time. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. Nikola Jokic was actually on the injury report today with a bothersome wrist.
Couldn't tell. I'm telling you, 100% of the time that we get worked up about the wrist, he literally unwraps it and drops back-to-back masterpieces.
He had the tape on it one game.
And then
we talked about it, and then he's just been, Wilt Chamberlain the last
and
few
that's
nights.
That's gonna be it until maybe the rest of his career or some mystery surgery. It's gonna pop up. He's gonna have one game where he misses shots, and we go, "What on earth is happening?" His wrist must have failed him. And then he's going to drop masterpieces again, and we're just in that cycle.
Yeah. To go back to the MVP real quick, I agree. I don't think he really cares about it, but I do think there's a certain sense of pride in being the best player in the NBA.
Definitely.
And that he views himself as, the best player in the NBA, the top dog. And I have a feeling like if they were to give it to somebody else, he'd be like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, all right then." Like,
you'd have that same attitude that he did when he was being interviewed last year. He's like, it's really easy when you're stat padding, like subversive. Like,
oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. That like, okay, F you. Like,
yeah.
And then,
like, oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Give it to somebody else. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. But yeah, I think, obviously he's most concerned with playing the right way and getting his team wins.
I think getting them back on track.
Yeah, just playing the right way.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
That was my big takeaway from the Cleveland game as well, which was like he looked around. He's like, look, everyone wants to shut it down right now. I can tell we're not playing Nuggets basketball, and we're close, but we're not there yet. And so he played through the pain and just kind of willed them into a good performance. And I thought he did the same thing tonight. His teammates didn't hit shots, but he had a, like, we're not effing around tonight vibe from the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get Stephen A. Smith is like on he's like the guy taking the mantle this year of giving the reason why Jokic shouldn't be the MVP, choosing every other player.
There was some ESPN production meeting, and they drew straws, and Stephen A. drew the shortest one this year.
I know. I was just thinking, like, whose campaign
Kendrick
is going
ate
to
his. They're like, no. Sorry.
like whose campaign is going to look worse in the future? Is Stephen A. Smith's or my personal Wemby campaign? I can't decide. We're going to find out.
I actually don't know the answer to that.
I don't know either, dude.
They're both horrible.
I don't.
And you're both really loud about it.
And wrong.
The thing is, I don't think I'm wrong. That's the worst part. I'm just like
You're wrong.
Stephen A. Smith.
You're wrong. You're very wrong.
We're just the same.
Oh, man. Michael Porter tonight, Vogt. Really rough shooting game, although
Brutal.
he did shoot 3 of 8 from 3 in the end. Just 5 of 16 from the floor, though. 15 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, and he, of course, hit the game-deciding shot, the game, quote-unquote, winning shot tonight. How would you sum up his game?
Well, first of all, this is not a real stat, so I can't track it. But Porter's clutch shooting percentage on nights that he's been objectively terrible, pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's a trend. So yeah, he goes 3 from 8 because of course he hits the big one. If he hits the big one, it's hard to complain. Was not a great shot making night. There were a couple of possessions where he completely checked out. You talked about that bad rebounding stretch in the third. He was a part of it. But let me catch myself because at the end of the day, he did grab 16 rebounds. The Spurs grabbed 70 rebounds tonight.
Yo.
The Spurs grabbed so Denver needed someone to go get some. And obviously Jokic obliged. Porter did too. 16, a new career high. And I thought just some of those were good contested rebounds as well. So not a great shooting night, but again, he never allowed that to take him completely out of the game.
Yeah.
Which in past years and even past games this season he has. So tonight, that's kind of my takeaway is he couldn't buy a shot until he got the one that he needed most, but he kept himself in it with the rebounding.
Denver got out rebounded in this game, 59-52. The Spurs had 15 offensive rebounds, including 5 by our guy Mamu Kelashvili.
Our guy, dude.
Oh wait, they had. Why does it say 70 total rebounds?
I think they had 59.
Yeah, you're right, but it does say 70 right there on my NBA. Well, that
It
explains
felt
a
like
lot.
70.
It explains it because I was going to be like, that's a high number.
Yeah, that'd be like a record, I think,
Yeah, it would.
in the last several years.
Yeah, so it's 59.
I still believe it too. Like I think there's probably a clerical error. That felt like 70 rebounds.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of Porter's night?
I feel like he saved his night. He would have been huge blame in this game if he doesn't knock down that shot. At least offensively, just because you expect him to knock down more shots. But again, he did stay involved. 16 rebounds by him and Jokic. Like, that doesn't happen often where two guys are being able to put up those type of rebounds and just staying involved. But that's a big shot that he hits like late in the game to pretty much close them out. And you want him to stay active. You want him to stay involved, at least mentally, even if the game is like, he's not knocking down shots. He's finding other ways to affect the game. I don't feel like he got attacked on defense. I do think that there was like a lot of lost plays, but he was not attacked the entire time. So, I think that was a big shot that pretty much saved the rest of the night.
His defense, I feel like, it's fallen off a little bit over the last, stretch here of games, but I think you can contribute to that. Like, the Nuggets' overall defense is not locked in like we've seen it for most of the year.
Yeah, for me, like, Porter was like very clearly on the unserious squad tonight. He was taking weird shots. But he was getting rebounds, and the most important thing is that when they needed him, he stepped up, and that really speaks more to what we can expect from Michael Porter than any of the other stuff that preceded it. Like, this game was dumb. I think that the Nuggets definitely looked past the Spurs during the game, before the game, after the game. Like, there were times where it was just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I shot this? Wouldn't it be so cool? Knock it down. Here's some mics.
Yeah.
But then he hit the big three that when they actually legitimately needed, when they were actually being threatened to lose this game, which would have been an abject disaster if the Nuggets dropped this game. So, you give him a pass. Like, Yeah, Mike, good job. Way to hit that shot.
I mean, he has 16 rebounds and 3 assists. That's just things that you don't see from
That's true.
Michael Porter Jr. The assists, that's just tough to come by for him. So I do like that he stayed involved, and also he was not just gunning for every single shot. He could have found or tried to find his shot in different ways or just stayed aggressive because, I mean, they were giving him that opportunity, but he made the extra passes. And then those rebounds like that, when there's so much attention on Jokic, having someone else that's going to go down there and bang or go out there and grab a board and just get it, get the offense going, I think that does wonder. So I do think that was a very positive part of the game, and why he was able to stay involved mentally to be able to knock down the shot late.
And the best way to atone for a poor shooting night is to hit the biggest shot of the night.
Totally.
Kind of makes it hard to complain.
Yeah.
We'll still do it, though.
Yeah. We're good at.
AG tonight, I thought, did what he needed to do against a smaller Spurs front line. He stayed inside, 9 of 12. He did hit 2 threes, though. 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He was a plus 11 tonight. KCP, rough shooting game. 1 of 8. Overall, 1 of 5 from 3. Didn't really stand out much to me at all today.
My biggest KCP note is that he's on week 6 of his pinky.
Oh, it's going to be a thing the whole rest of the year.
It's to the point now where I feel it.
Yeah, he's shaking it out after
I want to tape my finger up before games.
You should do it before the podcast.
Should I?
Let's get just one, just paw.
You give a good take, and then you just kind of shake it out.
I think it's going to be a thing that bothers him.
I don't want to skip. I don't want to skip by Aaron Gordon's game. I thought he was terrific.
He was,
game, especially offensively, and he's been terrific offensively for a stretch now. He's so aggressive down low, and he's getting the shots that he wants, and then also being able to knock down the 3 confidently. He's pulling up for threes. He turned down a couple of 3-pointers, which I was ecstatic about. I was so happy that he turned down the threes, although he made a few, because now it makes the Spurs have to guard him after he's already knocked some down. But I mean, if he has a guy that he knows is not as strong, not as big on him, he's going to embarrass him. And I love that. Either you're going to foul him or he's going to finish. And he's playing through injuries. He's playing tough. He had a fall in this game that
don't even
I did not think he was going to get up. And that was a scary sight to see. But he got right up and he got right back to playing. And that's the type of teammate that you have. That's the type of warrior that you want to have alongside you. So I just feel like you could go to war with Aaron Gordon every single time.
Let's hit another break. I want to get to some guys off the bench on the other side. Also, Nikola Jokic hit another milestone tonight. Scoring. He's now 3rd all-time on the Nuggets franchise scoring list, past a pretty interesting figure at number 3 to get there.
How about that? Jokic moves to 3rd, and 2 other Nuggets set some career highs tonight. I assume 7 assists for Christian Brown's a career high.
It ties his career
high. Good for Christian. All right, well, here's what I do know for a fact. It's Miller time.
Oh, man, is it Miller time.
And no matter when it's Miller time, I know what's up with Miller time. Because a lot has changed over the years, but one thing that hasn't is the great taste of a Miller Lite, baby. The original light beer. The original light beer, and to this day, still the best. More of the taste you want, less of the stuff you don't. Now, it says here, fellas, that I'm supposed to find a personal anecdote, time I enjoyed Miller Lite. How about just now with the fellas watching the Nuggets?
Yeah.
An ice cold Miller. I decided to get one at halftime.
It was a Miller time.
Harrison wanted one. Kale wanted one. And when 3 or more people want one, it's officially Miller time. You know what I mean? What a treat. It's so delicious. Times change, but you can always enjoy the great taste of Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller Lite. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/DNVR. Or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories per 12 ounces.
If you guys need tickets to concert shows, sporting events, hit up the Game Time app. Are you looking for Rockies opening day tickets?
Yes.
Actually, yes, dude. There's one Rockies game to go to each year. It is opening day. I absolutely cannot wait. I'm not being sarcastic. I love opening day.
Wow. That was an impassioned
I'm telling you, I
speech.
love opening day. It is opening the gateway to spring. It is opening. The good feelings, the vibes of Denver really start to bloom around opening day. And the Rockies, there's no other games worth going to. So it really is a one and done.
Yeah.
You really got to get on it and go to the one that matters.
And game time is the way that they can get that.
Yes, you can get anything. Opening day, closing day, the day after.
Get your opening day tickets on Game Time. You can use the code FIRSTPITCH, FIRSTPITCH. That's what they do before the game starts in baseball. They have somebody walk out to the mound, throw a first pitch. $20 off when you use that code.
Hell yeah, dude.
You get $20 off your opening day, opening weekend tickets on Game Time with the code FIRSTPITCH. Concert shows, sporting events, whatever you need. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. This is just for a limited time. I don't know how long this is going to last. All users can get $20 off any baseball purchase.
I can't wait.
Of $150 or more in the Game Time app with code FIRSTPITCH. Terms apply. FIRSTPITCH for $20 off from March 25th. So going on right now through the 14th. So you can even go to the next series after opening day. If you want. If you dare.
Why would anyone do that?
Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed.
Quick question. Higher number, Jokic points per game or Kyle Freeland ERA?
Or Jamal Murray's number that he wears on his uniform. It's the same.
27.
He's a 27 ERA. Dev,
His ERA went down
He's our
today.
ace, though.
ERA, I know that you know this, but I'll tell you anyway. That
ERA?
stands for earned run average. So our pitcher, our best pitcher, averages, if he wouldn't go the whole game because when you get shelled, you get yanked, but it assumes that if you went full 9 innings, you give up 27 runs every game. Isn't
It's
that
not good. It's not good. It's not what you want. As far as defensive ratings, it's like 1,000.
Yep.
So
Yep.
He's from Colorado, though, right?
Not anymore. Sorry.
You can't be from
we've
Colorado
disowned
anymore?
him.
he just revoked his.
Sorry, you got to have an ERA under double digits if you want to remain a citizen of Colorado. Them's the rules.
All right, back here in the Toyota Winners Lounge after this Nuggets win, 110-105 over the Spurs. Last notes here on some guys off the Nuggets bench. Christian Brown playing a lot of point guard tonight, 27 minutes. That was one more than Reggie Jackson played. Tied his career high with 7 assists. I thought he was pretty good. Justin Holiday, I mentioned that in my big takeaway. I thought he was good tonight. It seems like his trust with this team continues to trend up. And Peyton Watson, I thought, had a sneaky nice game. 7 points, hit that 3, 6 rebounds, 2 just monster blocks, like Peyton Watson always does. I really liked the energy that P. Watt played in. What'd you guys think of those 3 guys off the bench tonight?
For Peyton Watson in particular, I feel like he played with a lot of energy and attitude. He made a couple of mistakes, but he makes up for it on the defensive end that he can still rally the troops and get everybody else going. I feel like he was ultra aggressive in this game.
Yeah.
Even though he only took 6 shots, it seemed like he was trying to get to his spots where he was trying to get downhill and make things happen. And I feel like you're going to have those type of games. We talk about, just people that were just doing things. I feel like he was just trying to make things happen. He has 6 rebounds in this one, 2 blocks. And that the defense is, as long as you're playing that type of defense where you can make an impact, I feel like you could always be on the floor. So I think that it was another good game from him where, you just feel like you could get some momentum going with him off the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a game where players like that should shine,
Right.
and excel.
This is the game when you need those.
Yeah,
kind of
you need to see
efforts.
that because the Spurs are also playing an extremely unserious basketball game. They don't even, the guys that are playing together don't know how to play together. They're cobbled together. They don't have a lot of offensive cohesion, so it's just a track meet. It's just a lot of slop and players just playing just sort of freely, and so you expect a guy like Peyton and a guy like Christian to shine in this environment. And it's they didn't shine, but I thought they were exactly what the Nuggets needed. They the blocks are great, the effort was great.
Yeah.
You want the execution to be a little higher, but it's like it's just I don't know. It's just a weird game, but just overall, I don't know. I'm feeling good. It really is like a roller coaster going. Like we're just checking the bench stonks nightly because we're all like a little bit nervous about how it's going to play out when the playoffs come. But there's still like every night there are positive signs. There are things that you can hang your hat on that you can feel comfortable about that that they can build on. So from that standpoint, it was good, even though it was a little ridiculous.
Yeah. 6 games left. Do you have anything on the bench or?
Oh, I was just going to mention the obvious with Christian Braun. He was so good off ball, like cutting.
Yeah.
And then he would get the ball on the cut, and then he would make another pass,
right?
Which was really cool because I think sometimes Christian, especially on fast breaks, gets some tunnel vision, just kind of picks out the rim and says, "Look, I'm going." And those were some cool, kind of last second passes and keeping his eyes up plays that we haven't seen a ton of in his brief NBA career so far.
Yeah. Nikola Jokic hit a milestone tonight, guys. Nikola Jokic became the 3rd highest scorer in Nuggets franchise history. He has the 3rd most points in Nuggets franchise history, and the guy he passed to get to that 3 spot, none other than the original number 15, Carmelo Anthony.
Not Anthony Randolph?
No.
Oh.
Not Anthony Randolph. Carmelo Anthony. And here's the thing. Jokic got there in 1,203 fewer shots, but he also has played 105 more games for the Nuggets than Carmelo Anthony did at this point. If you look at that list right there, Alex English still number 1, 21,645. Dan Issel now number 2, 14,659. Nikola Jokic right there at number 3, 13,978. He'll pass Issel next year. He'll probably need to play, I did the math at one point, like 5 or 6 more seasons at a really high level to catch Alex English. But this feels like a notable one, guys. This feels like a real significant one.
I mean, you want to talk about symbolic things or things that show the real turning of the page on a Nuggets era. Obviously, winning the title. I mean, this era is cemented as the greatest Nuggets era of all time. But it's number 1 star, the catalyst to all of it. Just now passing. I mean, there's a lot of conversation that's been happening over the past year plus about the number 15 in Colorado, like what that's going to look like, who truly owns the number 15 when it comes to the Denver Nuggets. It's just like another, I mean, if it wasn't already settled, I mean, like this is just another thing you can point to. Just be like, well, I don't know what you want to say, man. Like the 115, all 15s are not the same.
Do you think Melo records a podcast about this?
No.
Does Miro ask him something and he's like, doesn't, or is Diesel? Who's he his podcast with?
No one knows. No one cares.
It is one of those.
I think
guys.
It's Miro.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be like, "Yo, B, you see that? That's crazy out there." And then Carmelo will make something about Denver. It's gonna be a whole thing. I can't wait.
Carmelo should pretend that he's really tight with Jokic because Jokic isn't. He's not public enough to shoot it down. Right. So I would just pull out LeBron stuff. I'd be like, "Yeah, man, I texted him before the game.
Sent my congratulations."
Yeah, I sent him a torch emoji. I just wanted to let him know, like, you should just start making shit up.
Yeah. But also, this is like one of those things because it would actually be wild if Melo was to comment on this one because it's more about him.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like that's the only time it responds if it's about because they just won a championship and he didn't say anything.
Nothing.
He did not show up. He was not a part of that, and he should have been. And then also here, everywhere else around the league or just any other, historic player. They would have had a congratulations message that stopped and they played it, for everybody to see. I'm sure that didn't happen. I'm sure it's not going to happen. Like he does not want to be a part of this organization. So I'm glad that his records are being passed. I'm glad that it's Jokic that is passing it too because I think it's like a mutual F that. I don't really care. I don't think either one of them cares. It's just like let's just get to it.
Totally.
But for Jokic to do it in so many less games,
shots.
Oh yeah, sorry,
less shots,
and
more
so many
games.
less shots. I mean, that just goes to like show like the type of like the efficiency of him, like the type of scorer that he is. Also, it goes to show the type of shooter and gunner that Melo was. He was a great scorer, but also it took so many more shots to get there. So I think it just shows both sides of being a spectacular scorer. I mean, and it's just one more thing that Jokic has,
Dude,
that Melo doesn't.
The other thing to take from that is like, how good was Alex English?
A bucket.
My
Alex
God, dude.
English was
He's
a
so
MF and bucket.
He's so far ahead of Jokic still, and Jokic has been unbelievable.
I know.
Dude, Alex English.
I mean, Alex English had the most points in the 80s.
well, we're done with the 80s.
One of the greatest.
I'm now officially done with the 80s.
Eric's he's ready to move on.
One of the greatest scorers, like one of the greatest pure buckets in NBA history. Absolutely.
I like the Jokic
But
scoring.
yeah, that is crazy.
Why?
The Jokic scoring stats are fun because they're kind of like the LeBron ones a little bit, you know, where it's LeBron was never as good a scorer as Kobe or Kevin Durant or
Right.
any of these guys, except all he's done is score more points than anyone else that's ever played basketball. And there's a bit of that with Jokic, right, where we're going to talk about the genius, the passing, all of it, the little things he does, and then we'll kind of gloss over the part that where for about 4 or 5 years you couldn't stop this guy to save your life from scoring. And so it's like the last layer to Jokic's dominance, and that's when you know as a guy is so good. Because for anyone else, it would be the first thing we talk about: 26 points per game. But it's not with Jokic.
Yeah, he's gonna be known as obviously the best passing center in NBA history, probably among the best passers, period, in NBA history. People are always gonna talk about his touch, his IQ. How smart of a player he was, and then you'll look down at the record books and be like, oh, he had more points than Alex freaking English.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like Jokic's legacy, when it's all said and done, is he's going to be known as, if not the most, one of the most skilled players to ever play. Like, his skill level is something that I've never seen. It's so impressive. It's like what you want basketball to be. Just guys doing stuff that you yourself know that you can't do. Athleticism, obviously, one side of basketball that's super interesting, makes it spectacular, makes it a spectacle, makes it fun to watch. But what Jokic is able to do with a basketball, the precision that he commands that thing with, and the way that he is able to just make it go wherever he wants to go at all times, then you add that to just his intellectual capacity and his humanity and like all the things that are so unique about Nikola Jokic, but like his skill level is just, I've never seen anything like it.
It will be his skill for me, but I think more it will be his basketball IQ.
Yeah.
And how he's just smarter than every player and every coach and everybody that's in the league.
Both of those things culminated in tonight. You may have missed it tonight on the broadcast. A full court to inbounds play.
Yeah.
That hit Justin Holiday in the opposite corner
to corner, like diagonal
shooting pocket.
Yeah.
For a spot up three. So yeah, it's getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dude, there's nothing more anxiety inducing when there's like the animation going on the broadcast. Like they're coming in,
and
they're just being like
the transition from a replay
loosey-goosey
into a sponsor back to live
they're
action.
being kind of loosey-goosey about it. Yeah, they're like showing a replay.
Like, let's hurry up
you
this
can
animation.
hear something happening. You're like, show it. They just completely missed the
It's like, we know, sponsored by King Supers. Let's
It's so true.
All right, let's hit a final break. Super chats, and then we might hear from Adam. We might not. Apparently, Aaron Gordon still in an ice bath.
He's in chill mode, dude. Dude, he earned that ice bath.
Yeah, he can stay there. Actually, I don't know if he needs to come to the podium.
Yeah, man, that's a tough fall. You know who else needs ice packs?
I bet this segue is not going to work.
The American Raptors after a rugby game at Infinity Park. That's a man's game or a woman's game, to be honest, because there's a lot of women that play rugby, and I would not get on that pitch. My goodness, that game is not for me. I'm decidedly soft. The American Raptors are not. They're Colorado's only professional rugby team. They're bad. They're back. It's such a bizarre. Imagine watching that guy be like, "I want to be the first."
Oh, I'm the only. I don't care. I'm on it.
But the American Raptors, as I was saying, are back, and you can catch their games on ESPN. Plus, you can catch the DNVR Rugby podcast hosted by our guy Colton Strickler wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, wherever you get it. You know the deal. You guys know how to get podcasts by now. We're well into this thing. The Red Hot American Raptors remain undefeated at home in 2024 after their stunning comeback against second place. You care?
Stunning.
The Raptors will look to extend their win streak to 3 games when they return to action at Infinity Park on Sunday, April 7th. Happy birthday, Julie Doran, my mom, April 7th. Not yet, but it
Shout out.
Is that in the read?
Yeah, they wrote it right here.
It's in the copy.
Sunday,
American
April 7th.
Raptors love
They'll be
your
playing
mom.
against Selknam. Kickoff is at 3 p.m.
Who are these teams?
Tickets are only $10, and kids 12 and under are free. Experience an exciting afternoon of entertaining Raptors rugby at Rugbytown, USA.
Dude, rugby's fun.
It is
Yeah,
fun.
they got some crazy team names.
Not to play.
Rugby's fun, man.
It's a great time to become a DNVR diehard, guys. First of all, because you get a free shirt or hat of your choice from the DNVR locker every year.
Yep.
And that sign up too.
I got 2 coming down the pike.
Oh, and I've seen them.
Radio and Cork.
Woo, baby. You can get a free shirt or hat every year. You also get access to all our diehard level content, roundtables behind the paywall from all sports. You know, not just Nuggets too. Get access to the Discord. 20% off all events. We got an event coming up as well on Saturday.
Yep.
Final takeover of the year. I believe some tickets are still on sale.
They are.
I don't know how many, but I don't think a ton.
Nope.
Go to thednvr.com events to purchase your takeover ticket. You get 20% off if you're a diehard. You get a discount at the bar too. Tons of other benefits as well. Go to thednvr.com, $7 a month to be a diehard. All right, back here on the Toyota Winners Lounge. Let's go to Super Chats, and then we'll see if we can hook with Adam or not.
We should tell him to stay, that we're going to do it, and then just end the show. See how
Totally.
long it takes.
Be like,
to
hey,
notice.
man, we
Yeah.
know your report is
Hang
gonna be
right there.
top-notch.
Yep, hang out right there. just see how long it takes. Sam, feel like every Nugget approach shooting over Wemby with the mindset of the Tobias Funk Arrested Development meme, but it might work for us. So true, dude. So true.
I'm not gonna lie, that Reggie Jackson floater, I'm gonna think about for a while.
Yeah.
That was,
I think
it was with
telling
the
you,
game on the
Wemby's going to
line.
think
though.
about that too.
I don't think you can legally call that a floater. It never left his hand. It was a sinker.
The Reggie Jackson handoff.
Yeah, it was kind of a handoff.
Really, he was just like,
Right
do
to
you
you.
want this?
Wemby's face was like,
Brother.
what the?
Does he think
It
I'm
was-
Keldon Johnson?
To quote a great man, it was trifling.
I wish that I was at the arena. I know everybody was as baffled as everyone at the bar.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a stunned silence.
We
in the
all
bar.
just stared at each other. 'Cause
Yeah.
we just could not.
Someone
believe it.
downstairs groaned so loud.
Oh my god!
Grown.
It was everyone.
Anyway, Nuggets win. Andrew Sullivan. Game got closer than necessary, but a win's a win. Also, both love and hate how emotionally invested in games that don't involve the Nuggets we get this time of year. Thank you, Philly, for beating OKC. So true.
This is the first
Yeah.
time Philly has ever received a compliment on this show.
Yep.
I know. Like, I saw Joel Embiid was back, and then Vogt told me they won, and I was like, God damn it. But then he said they beat the Thunder. I was
That's
like,
an
all right.
old
Yeah.
saying, and it's a true
Yeah.
saying. The standings make strange bedfellows. You know what I mean?
So true, dude. I'm saying that like at least once a day. I'm saying that. Wilson the Ghost. Jokic becomes 3rd overall in Nuggets scoring history, passing Melo tonight. We used to pray for times like these. It's good to be a Nuggets fan.
It
So
is good
good.
to be a Nuggets fan.
Sure
So
is.
good, even if it feels terrible most of the time.
It's actually never been better. 55555-ish. My Toyota Bet365, Miller Lite, Circle K, Manscaped, Game Time app, Volo Illegal, Pete, Shady Rays, Circa AG1 big takeaway is that Mr. Freaking Nugget is a warrior.
He is a warrior, man.
What a takeaway.
Yeah.
Great
Listen,
super chat.
Listen, man, we're a business. We're trying to make money. You know what I mean?
There are a lot of sponsors. There are a lot of sponsors on the.
I hope there's more coming.
Me
Yeah,
too.
dude.
Yeah. Keep
Here's
it
a-
coming.
here's a
There's
dirty-
actually another one in the
Here's a
pipeline.
dirty little secret. We like to eat food and live in apartments.
Brendan Vogt is for sale.
Yeah.
What else do we got? Ulysses Ventura. How many games missed by Murray and the Nuggets are the first seed? Oh, how many games missed by Murray and the Nuggets are the first seed? Going to have a better record than last season in a tougher conference? MVP.
Oh,
Log.
good point. Good call.
I thought about that too.
So wait, can we still set the wins record? We can't. 53-23 with 6 games left. We got to go
59 if they win them all.
5-1.
Yeah, if they win them all, they can do it.
Yeah.
56 is the
57.
or 57.
They got to get to 58, so they got to go 5-1 their last 6.
I really
They
like
can
this
easily
for some
do this.
reason. I really want this one.
It to me is emblematic. Like this season deserves that mantle.
Can you
agree.
imagine? And everyone's
It's fitting.
Everyone's pretending that it was like a lackluster title defense effort. Meanwhile, they could possibly win more games than they've ever won.
Number 1 seed in the very, very clearly better side of the
So
NBA
true.
and the best. And then if you want to, you want to see somebody get loud, just wait till my Michael Malone Coach of the Year campaign really kicks off. If they set
Are you kicking it off before the season ends?
I've been kicking it
I
off,
know
but
you
then,
have, I know.
but if they get the wins record,
Right.
and Michael Malone's not even considered, I will go.
In a year where you're defending the championship when you're supposed to have a championship hangover?
Your second best player misses 20+ games.
Yep.
Oh my God!
The narrative is there. Josh Barnett from down under. That's how they speak down in Australia. Dev, Cressida, DL, Cube, Wind.
D-line. He's saying these are types of Toyotas.
Oh.
I think a Cressida. I don't think that we have that in America. He thinks that I would drive a Cube, which is a rough look.
Do
for
we
me.
have that in America?
Yeah, it's like that. It looks like a cube. It's like that dumb cube. You know. It's
Wind
like
86, Vogt MR2, Adam, Tacoma.
Yeah.
I just feel like all of them are trifling, but Tacoma.
Yeah, that's because I think you made
Tacoma's
them
the
up.
only American one.
think
I
you
think.
made those
Never
up.
heard of
We
any of
got
the
the
other ones.
Forerunners here. We got
Cressida.
Australia is a weird place.
Yeah, I know. Dev,
Highlander.
a Toyota redo.
They do everything wrong down there. Like, I'm taking my dog for a walk. Oh, no, the kangaroos got it in a chokehold again. It's
I hope that it's the nicest car.
Just kidding. Just kidding, Josh.
I bet
And all of our Aussie
yours
friends.
is definitely like going to be a nice sports car.
Ulysses Ventura smoking Carmelo packs tonight. R.I.P. Bozo. Wow.
That was aggressive.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for
the
making
$2
me
there.
say that.
Listen,
I feel like calling somebody a bozo is like such a it's such a diss.
it is.
Yeah,
a
it's like an
total-
East Coast diss.
Yeah, like there's no coming back. Like if you call somebody a bozo, you hate that guy.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, dude, it's like better than the emoji clown, even though it's really technically the same thing.
Kind of similar.
Yeah.
But it really, because it's so you're just like taking them down to like a childish level.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
And what do you say back to that? You're like, ugh, they got
Yeah,
it.
There's no.
you don't.
I looked up all these cars. Wind,
The 86.
fine. Vote, you should be complimented. D-line and Dev, you guys should.
No, we got dissed.
Well, I mean, I can imagine what a Toyota Cube looks like.
no, the cube is rough, and the worst part is that it totally fits.
I'm kind of down with the GR86. That's a nice looking car. It's
the
kind of like
meantime-
a Porsche. Looks like kind of like a poor man's Carrera.
I deserve better.
Bashir Daoud. Guys, I told you Justin Holiday plays like playing like Bruce Brown last season. That's the first time I've ever heard that take.
He's been on this. I think this is his second or third
yeah.
super chat like this.
I apologize, Bashir. I feel like I read them all, so I got to pay better attention. Fourth 1/4 D on Wemby. Will Jamal return before the end of the regular season?
He better, man.
I think he will. Maybe the Hawks game or maybe the last couple games of the season. I think he definitely will though. And I mean, yeah, Justin Holiday's played great, playing a little bit more like Bruce Brown, I'd say.
Cedric Exquisite, Joker over Melo. Let's get back to being number one, guys, and healthy.
We're there.
We're almost there. Almost there.
And we'll close things out with a personal friend of mine, Daffy Duck. Second
Hold
time.
on real fast. This person said, what name can I go with? And chose Daffy.
Daffy Duck. No numbers or anything. They got to it quick.
The original.
Really, it lets
original.
you choose any name you want when you're about to log in to send a super chat.
Daffy Duck, second time in Denver and second win. Since I'm
Hell
in town
yeah.
for a week, I'll try to go to watch the Atlanta game as well. If they manage to win that, I'm moving to Denver like a lucky charm.
Let's
You're
go,
welcome.
Daffy.
Thank you, Daffy Duck.
Thank you, Daffy, for your services.
For your fealty.
For your suffering. Suck it.
All right, should we stick around for Adam?
Ooh, this is a real Sophie's choice.
Nope. We
Put
can.
it-
I'm not
hey,
going
put it-
70 minutes
Put
for
a poll.
the.
Put a poll in the chat. Should we wait for Adam?
Should we wait for? He says, "Give me 5."
Ooh. Here's what I know for a fact. If we were at the 64-minute mark and Harrison Wind said, "Give me 5," Adam would wrap it up.
Okay, I vote to wait for him.
Okay.
Let's say no. This is a democracy. We can all vote.
All right.
I vote wait.
This is
What
a
do
tough
you
one.
vote?
I vote leave.
Okay.
I think I know what Dev's gonna vote.
I'm going to just go around the association.
Everybody says yes. Okay, they want Adam. Fine. Go around the
We're
association.
just going to go around.
All right, let's go around the freaking
Association.
association.
This is this segment still aggressively not sponsored.
Yeah, we
Despite
have
all
so
the
many
options.
sponsors. We should have this one sponsored.
Everyone wants presenting sponsor.
Go out there and sponsor this one.
ATA is wide open.
All right, just to get us started, there were some good games tonight. There were some bad games tonight. You want to talk about a bad game tonight? The Lakers won against the Raptors, 128-111.
The Raptors are tanking like no one has ever seen.
No one's business. LeBron James had 23 points. Anthony Davis had 21 points, 12 rebounds. It was D'Angelo Russell who led the scores with 25 points. Max Christie had 12 points off the bench. It was just double-double. Like, you could do everything over there. R.J. Barrett had 28 points, 11 of 18 from the field. Grady Dick had 14 points, and Kelly Olynyk had 14 points. Emmanuel Quickley finally came back. I feel like he's been out for a while. 20 points. 20 points, yeah, just for them to just finish off the year.
Bruce Brown got hurt in this game. He had 5 points.
That's no fun. A game that made us extremely happy. The 76ers got a win. We haven't rooted for 76ers in ever. But we rooted for them tonight, and they came through. Joel Embiid came back to this game. This was a rally from behind victory. Sixers won 109-105. SGA did not play for the Thunder, which is great to just go and still a win without SGA. Shed had 22 points in this game. Dort had 15 points. Aaron Wiggins had 15 points. Isaiah Joe had 14 points. They gave it a tough one, even without anyone there.
Jalen Williams was also out for the Thunder.
Yeah, so they didn't really have anyone.
The good one.
Which one's that?
The smaller one.
Oh,
The
cool.
one whose brother plays for CU.
Mr. Tembo,
Joel
$5.
Embiid had 24 points in his return. Kelly Oubre had 25 points to lead it. Those are the
Embiid, 12 of 12 from the line.
Yep. Timberwolves won over the Rockets. That one, not so fun. I thought
Rockets
they were
are
gonna get
done,
that
I
win.
think. That was a fun story. They're done now.
And Golden
that's
State
what I'm
won.
finishing off. And then the Kings won 109-95 to the Clippers.
And didn't the Mavericks lose? I think I saw that too.
That was a big win for the Kings, though.
Yep, that was it was 104-100 to the Golden State Warriors.
And the Bucks lost to the Washington Wizards, dude.
March, baby. This is April.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, should we go to Adam? We've got Adam live from Ball Arena.
Man, we're excited to see you.
Yeah, I see that. Man, that was crazy. You guys, I know, not being here. Yoke, AG, they take way too long. We got to do something about this. That was ridiculous.
It's a bit too long now.
Yeah, you think
it's
they'd
like
have
getting
the
longer.
show in mind.
It is getting longer. It
I
is
swear
getting
to God,
longer.
dude, you go in the locker room 45 minutes after the game, they're in an ice bath. You're like, what are we doing here, guys? Come on, man.
I think they're
Anyway.
healing their bodies, but
I can't
Yeah,
be
he
mad
went
at
after the
AG
podium.
for being in the ice bath tonight.
That's so true. Why did they make him go to the podium tonight? My God, he needs to go to the hospital. Malone was, I'll go through this quickly. I know it's been a long show. Little grouchy in the post game. He said the transition defense left a lot to be desired. It was the number one point of emphasis pregame, and he thought the team completely ignored it and paid no attention to that strategy. And he actually said, and I thought this was interesting, that he loves the defense and he loves the offense since the All-Star break. He hates the transition defense and he hates the rebounding, and he says we got to figure something out with the rebounding. Everybody's out rebounding the Nuggets right now. So make of that what you will. I know Michael Porter did his job tonight. Yoke did his job, but as a team collectively, they were not good. And then the conversation around Ball Arena, I'm sure it was the conversation with you guys. It was on Wemby. You know, Michael Malone really went all in on him and how great he was and called him the future of the NBA. And he says we're all watching his ascension happen in real time.
I don't think it's
Eric,
true.
your comments?
I don't think it's true. I'm still on my island. I don't think it's true. Adam, I feel that Wemby is going to have great stats and never win anything.
I mean, it's just such a long. Wemby, we might all be dead by the time he retires. You realize he's like 20 years of career ahead of him. So that's a long bet to make, a really long bet to play.
I'm making it. Give me the odds.
There you go. Plus 150. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. I asked him, I tried to put him on the spot today and ask him about Peyton Watson because, he came out and said Christian and Reggie are in the circle of trust. Other guys aren't. He kind of made jokes of it. You'll see this on there. He kind of tried to make light of it, as Malone seems to do, in my opinion, when he doesn't want to directly answer the question. So he kind of makes a few jokes, talks around it. But he did close with saying that he thought Peyton's been really great. And he says it would be really great if he could get substantial playoff minutes this year. And he has no hesitation, if the matchup is right, to put him out there. So he tried to give him a lot of praise and say that since that moment, he's really stepped up. But I still think the phrasing around it makes you wonder what exactly his role will be in the postseason.
Weird phrasing.
Well, I might have made it weird though. Go and watch it. I'm more just trying to deliver the meat of what he said here. All right, let's get to AG. He said Christian Brown. He shouted out Christian Brown, said he's a winner and a do-it-all player. And then unprovoked, he said he's proud of Mike too, making the biggest shot of the night and doing all the dirty work all game. He also raved about Wembanyama, said he thinks that guy's going to be really, 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 really good. 5 reallys. And then I asked him about the fatigue factor last year, and he said he feels like it's the exact same this year as it was last year, which I took to mean a good thing, as in like everybody's tired, but we're okay. Everybody's injured, but we're okay, kind of thing, which I thought was interesting because this year maybe it would be a little more tiring. Didn't seem to think so. And then I asked him what he does differently this time of year, if there's anything he gets ready for in the playoffs. And he said, yes, actually. He tries to pressure the ball more. He says throughout most of the regular season, you give guys a little bit of space because it's tiring to get into guys' space. He said this time of year, he's starting to try to get ready for pressuring the ball defensively. I thought that was a really insightful answer from him.
It is. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's a great answer.
It's a good question and answer.
And then he was asked about KCP and what makes him such a great teammate, and he said he never complains. And you don't see that often in the NBA. He's a guy that no matter what the game brings, shots he gets, things going on, he just never complains about anything. I thought that was a really good one. Yeah. And that was pretty much it. Asked about the fall, he says he doesn't feel it right now, but he knows he's going to feel it in the morning. He said he's running on adrenaline right now. And then also, I don't know if you guys heard, but he took a 1-hour ice bath while waiting to come to the podium. So I'm guessing he's feeling fine.
Is that healthy?
It doesn't feel
I
healthy.
know an ice bath is what you're supposed to do after, a game, but for an hour?
That feels like
I don't know if it was a full hour he was ice bathing. I just know it was a full hour I was waiting for him to come to the podium.
Yeah, at some point it turns from therapeutic to just pre-hypothermia.
All right, Adam. Appreciate it, man.
Later, guys.
See ya. All right, great report there. Fellas, hell of a night. Nuggets get the win over the Spurs. They're back at it Thursday in LA against the Clippers. That should be an interesting game. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us in the Toyota chat. Thanks for hanging out with us in the Toyota Winners Lounge. Leave us a like. Leave us a 5-star review. We'd really appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys later.
Beep, beep.
We all silly like the mayor.